because this stuff does not want to stay below the surface of the water. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to adding some additional water, and we will add some aromatics later to take up space. All right, cool. Let me heat up some water real quick.
Wow.
RTX on.
Wow.
Ray tracing. Better than the old Doom movie. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that one. Didn't that one have like Carl Urban in it? Am I making that up? Alright. Just skimming some scum, getting all that out of there. So all it's going to do is cloud the broth up, make it sort of smell bad. I don't want no stinky broth. Alright. Turn that to like a medium instead of all the way up to high. I can guarantee, Alex, the environment is fully destructible in here. Yeah, Amanda, bring him on out. And The Rock, that's right, that's right. Mm-hmm. Actually enjoyed the Doom movie in the theater. They did, they've done like the first-person view thing a few times in movies. Like, what was the... There was one movie, I feel like it came out about 8 years ago, where the whole thing was like first-person view. And I just remember like hearing about people like, oh, I got so sick. I got so sick.
Was that the Blair Witch Project?
Mm-mm. That was a long time ago. That was like in high school.
Yeah. But I feel like that one made sick as well.
Yeah, shaky found footage type things. No, the one I'm thinking about was like an action movie. I can't remember what it was.
If I had seen it, I definitely
got so sick. I'm gonna get so sick.
I do remember hearing about
Cloverfield was like that too, yeah.
Cloverfield.
J.J. Abrams doing his thing, yep. God, Cloverfield, what was that? 2004? 2005?
I feel like it was later.
I feel like I remember hearing about it when I was hanging out at Jefferson Commons in Orlando, and I lived with Anthony. It would have been 04, but I could be mixing memories there. Oh, that looks really good.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of YouTube tutorials.
Oh, you didn't put the new Grange display one up?
Oh.
I don't have access to chat. Hang on. No, it's okay. While Amanda's working, I'm just going to keep my laptop out. Was it really that late? 2007? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Cloverfield made me sick to my stomach. Working theater back then, we had barf in the... Whoa, really? That is unfortunate. Dude, I worked at a movie theater very briefly, like, I want to say 2002, 2003, something like that. It was right when the Jackass movie came out. That was like the big movie of the year that I worked at the movie theater.
Well, that was like a big deal, right? Because it was like a TV show, and it was a TV show getting made into a movie, and I don't know that it wasn't really a thing, especially like for content like Jackass.
Only 15 years ago, right. Yeah, I was. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but while I was sick, I started watching Breaking Bad. And I was just like, man, everybody's using flip phones in this show. And I was like, "Wait, when did this come out again?" I was like, "Oh, 2008." Like, yep, that would do it. That would do it.
Do it.
People are like using payphones and phone books and stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh no. Yeah, look at that.
So that's one. These are gonna be stickers. They have like things I've wanted to do for many months, and then like I actually needed a convention to happen to like inspire me to die.
Coffee was delicious.
Really good. Yeah, the coconut I think is what.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out.
Especially with a little cream in there. It really tastes like coconut cream. Hardcore Henry, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, 2015. Didn't I say like 8 years ago? I had that one right. Thank you very much, Sprez. Maxi Kaware, thank you for coming in. Welcome in. No spoilers. No, I'm not spoiling anything. Do they also drive around in horse-drawn carriages? Yeah, that was... We're talking about muling. They're actually using mules. Yeah. It's that old.
I don't know that I'd say payphones were used constantly in the early 2000s. We were
Early 2000s, I would say, yeah.
I guess so. I guess I graduated in 2002.
Yeah, I graduated high school in 01,
Yeah.
and I distinctly remember, maybe even as late as like 06, there being usable payphones at like the town center in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are what I've been working on. I feel like it's kind of one of those things where I hope like all of the extra little work that I did on it is noticeable because I've spent many hours.
We know, Bob, we know. The thing is, like, I mean, in Twitch years, though, 40 may as well be 80 sometimes, you know? That's how I feel. Like, Twitch years is its own scale.
Oh, I say, like, we're coming up on, what, 5 years streaming?
Yeah, it'll be 5 years in May.
It's like trying to figure out what food and drink streamers are still around.
Yeah, he's made it 5 years. LA?
You say the big ones is like LA and Domestic Dan.
He's variety though.
He is variety. Yeah.
But like just food and drink, I don't think it's anybody really.
Minnesota Taz. Taz started not too long after you.
Kate, although she's taking time off for work these days,
That's
you
true.
know.
She's working in the Arctic Circle.
Till days. Still at it. You okay?
Yeah, I hit my knee on.
What'd you hit your knee on?
It stopped hurting.
Are you hanging out or do you want to?
I don't know.
Amanda's having a hard time. Everyone say, get well, Amanda. If 40's 80, then I'm a fossil, so that tracks with my brain. Yeah, exactly. You're a cryptid fossil. All right. She's bleeding out. Ryan, what's up, man? Welcome in. It's good to see you. How long has Salty been here in Lemon Drop? Lemon Drop, Recipe Reborn, I think she's been streaming like just over a year.
Yeah.
She's like relatively new. Salty predates me, but he had a long hiatus of like multiple years.
Yeah.
And so I don't think he was actively streaming when I started.
When did why can I not remember? Rowdy, streamer from Australia, does the
Cat's Kitchen.
Cat's Kitchen.
Yeah,
that's
she's
her.
been around for like 5 years, I think.
Yeah, I think about.
Miss Molly.
It's Molly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few. There's a few.
Guess that messes with the mic at all. I feel like I turned on the. Okay, fine. Last night I did that right. I turned the producer cam back on and it muted our mics.
Happy Chef for sure has been around that long.
Yeah, I never get to see his stuff because, especially now that we're like Pacific, I think he goes live. It's like 6 a.m. our time or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Salty's been around 3 years. I think Recipe Reborn may have started like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Recipe Reborn hasn't been around that long.
I'd have to look it up though. I actually haven't, despite she streams during my work hours, so I haven't been able to stop in ever.
Who's
like
the streamer that streamed around when you started that you miss the most?
Oh, I can't pick favorites.
Well, I don't say favorite. I don't know. Who do you miss? I miss Tig Girl.
Tig Girl. I mean, we still hear from her at least.
Yeah, well, she's all like Instagram and does like short videos and whatnot. But
Yeah, been a lot.
um,
Cookie Cage, she hasn't been mentioned yet. Yeah, exactly. She
Yeah.
started like 3 months before I did, and
yeah,
you know, she's obviously like working remote Canadian Arctic wilderness these days.
yeah, she's busy.
Which I wish her internet was good up there, because like that would be an amazing stream.
Yeah,
You know?
that's cool.
In like 45 minutes, I just noticed Amanda in the corner. That's because she just got there. Not going crazy, Dad. No worries.
Mythic Forge.
Sushi Crew, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sushi Day. God, they did so much for the early community too.
Yeah, well, like Sushi Day, like because
Oh,
She-
Chef the Party. Yeah, Chef the Party's still going.
but because Sushi Day and her husband are both like coders and programmers, they helped create. This was like before Food and Drink existed.
They
created,
made
like,
that
a-
website.
Yeah, they made like a place,
Belly.io.
yeah, so you could find other food and drink because there was no way to find them. There was just like you just sort of hoped you ran into other food and drink streamers.
All right, we are already extracting so much flavor from everything in this pot. You swap to stove for me. Wow. So you can see this color on top, this sort of golden color. And let me focus properly. That is basically the fat being extracted from the chicken and all the flavor and stuff coming out. So it'll slowly darken to like a deep gold color over the next like 4 hours or so, but this is well on its way to being soup now. Hell yeah.
My Sushi Day's busy, you know. Babies will do that. Bonsai Baby, like it's still doing a bit. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm just trying not to interrupt you. Wow. Wow.
Had baby, and it looks like she's still trying to stream, but it's tough. Babies just consume like all your time and energy, especially when they're very small.
All right. Let's make. All right, chat. Your choices are egg, noodles, or tare. Which one? Which one are we doing next?
Do you want to make a poll?
Now, first person to respond gets it. Egg. All right. Everybody wants to see the egg. Actually, egg is a good idea because it means I get to wash the pot afterwards. Yeah, Sushi Day may be biggest contributors of my day to food and drink early on, you know? Definitely did a lot for the community. Does that work? Wow. Yeah, you can sort of see that, right? You can go back over here for now, though. Wow. Gotta wait for water to heat up. Wow. I like to mix a little rice wine vinegar in with my egg water. Partially because it helps to dissolve and soften the eggshells, but also provides a nice flavor and firms up the whites a little bit. That's a little tip from me to you. And how much do you add? That much.
Just pour some into your hand, and then
I know how much. I know what for dry ingredients. I know what a teaspoon looks like in my hand. You guys ever done that? You like pour a tablespoon into your hand or a teaspoon into your hand. You're like, oh, if I need a teaspoon of flour, I know I can fill up the cup of my hand. I don't have to dirty a spoon.
not if I'm doing flour, because that means baking, and baking is
That's
precise.
true. That's true.
And I also
Well, no, because if you're making like a sauce, making like a roux, you just want a roughly equivalent volume of flour to butter. Use your hand.
my palms aren't that big. Also, you know, I like having sugar cubes in the house because I'm actually just a grandmother. So I'm like, Gran, why
That
don't
is
you use
true.
a sugar cube?
That is true. All right.
Got my antique sugar cube pot that I got at a garage sale.
I'm going to pull up my tare recipe, and we can sort of work on that while the eggs boil. So, we're making a very, very basic shoyu tare today. For those of you who don't know, ramen broth, generally unseasoned, unsalted. It's just all the savory stuff, right? And then when you add a tare to it, tare is where the salt comes from. So the tare is like painfully salty. And it's normally diluted at a ratio of like 10 to 1 with the broth. So 300 milliliters of broth will get 30 milliliters of tare. Broadly speaking. I have used many times the basic shoyu tare from the Ramen Lord ebook, which is really good. But it's got some niboshi in there, it's got some kombu, it's got some shiitake, little brown sugar. It is very tasty, but we're gonna make that, and then right before we serve it, we're gonna scorch it in a hot wok. And then we're gonna mix that with the broth, and we're gonna see if it changes the flavor at all.
Ryan says, loved your trip to Japan, by the way. It was really interesting. Never got a chance to ask what special ingredients you got there for ramen. I'm curious.
All right, so, hang on. I gotta panic briefly. Because my broth is acting up again.
Hi, Bonds. What is up, you coolest of cats and hottest of dogs?
I appreciate you being here, Bonds. Hope you're having a good one.
Now I want hot dog.
Please, my son. He's very sick. Yeah, so I'll tell you already, the thing that I regret not buying the most, remember when we were in Sapporo and that guy tried to sell us the dried scallops, like, really hard?
Yeah.
I regret not buying those.
Yeah, I mean, I
I found a similar size bag for sale
yeah.
at Uwajimaya, and it was like $80. And he was going to give us 2 of them, plus some snacking stuff for like $50.
Yeah. No, it was a lot. It was just, I mean, it's understandable because, you know, didn't know if it was going to be an issue with customs.
Yeah, you know, there was some stuff I was more willing to bring in, such as these. We're using these today. These are niboshi from Hachinohe.
So you got these in Aomori, right?
Yep.
You can also just eat these. Too.
Yeah, the lady that sold these to us said if you're drinking beer and you want a little salty, savory snack to go with them, you just eat these whole. Which to me sounds like a bold plan. But we're going to use a few of these today to flavor our tare.
The Japan just has like a whole like section of like, you go to like the store and there's just a section just called like beer snacks. Like these are foods that go good with beer.
It's called otsumame.
Here for
Otsumame. Shoyu tare.
Hi Chestnut. Are you going to SakuraCon? Because I apparently am.
Alright, so we need 20 grams of niboshi, 15 grams katsuobushi, which I have over here.
Oh, Bonds, did you get a stomach bug?
That sucks.
Lame.
There's nothing I hate more in terms of being sick than like stomach sick. It's the worst.
It sucks.
Being nauseous is the worst.
Yeah.
Mirin sake.
I just violently remembered. I'm like, oh right, when I had that violent food reaction in Sapporo. Don't recommend. I don't want to brag, but I got to hang out with Bonds the Bard. We went out to dinner with /Echo, and then afterwards I was like, take me to your culture land. And by that I mean the HEB.
Heb.
The Heb.
Texas Heb.
We went there. And we perused all the aisles. I looked at all of the large-sized things and all of the other things that are shaped like Texas. And then I brought home some honey.
Okay, we are at a heavy simmer on the soup. So I'm going to turn that heat down just a bit because we want to put a lid on this so it doesn't evaporate out all the water. And our egg water is probably about halfway there. So, go and make our tare. I miss Heb, says Dust.
Super excited for the Heb tour. I want to nerd out. You're like, I like at the end you were like, and here is my favorite soup. And you were like, specifically showed me, like, these are the soups that I love to get.
Hey, Ryan, I'll show you something that I brought back that I may not have been supposed to. This is soy sauce from a brewery. A soy sauce brewery. But I didn't know what this meant on the front. It says Kiyage. But that is unpasteurized, raw, first pressing soy sauce.
Do you have to keep it in the fridge after you open it?
We will have to keep it in the fridge after I open it. But I'll probably use it all at once because I want to use this to make a separate sauce, right? But yeah, this is first pressings from the Moromi, when they layer it and press it. This is the first pressing, and it's unpasteurized. So
we'll
have to use that soon.
Tell us about this French cheesecake, Chestnut.
Oh, Chestnut, hello.
Love soup. Soup is so good. Like, I understand. I mean, she is obviously an angel, but I just cannot understand Sad Moody's wife, because for one, she doesn't like ramen, and it extends into, because she says
she doesn't like soup.
It's just soup, and I'm like, who doesn't like soup?
I get very excited about soup.
I love soup so much.
I cannot abide people who don't. If you don't like soup, get out.
Why are you here?
Get out.
Alright, so the cheesecake was thick graham cracker crust with marshmallow in it and topped with a layer of chocolate. So marshmallow into the cheesecake batter, like, and was this like homemade marshmallows or was it like store-bought marshmallows?
Smoked cheesecake.
It's
probably pretty good. We like those Bosque burnt cheesecakes, right? A little bit of caramelized flavor on there, normally pretty good. I can see some light smoke being really nice, actually.
Yeah, I can be into that. I'm like realizing now that I know about baked cheesecake that I prefer those so much more over raw cheesecakes, which are just like 80% cream cheese. Like it wasn't
just a load of cream cheese.
It wasn't until I made one I was like, I'll make one for like Christmas or something, and I'm like, oh my god, this
it is
like,
just
it's
a
like
load of cream cheese.
It's just 2 whole blocks of cream cheese. Soup is amazing. I said, what's everybody's like? What's your if? My coworkers are so weird. One was like, if you could be a soup, what soup would you be? And I'm like, most people would ask, what's your favorite soup? But I will answer, what soup would you be? Heck says, I know someone who doesn't like filled food. No calzones, dumplings, ravioli, filled donuts.
Get out of here.
Filled food is so good. You're just
Get out of here.
It's like another layer. You're just getting so much more stuff. Human soup. That's a soup I'd be if I were soup. That is true. And gross. Slightly illegal.
Slightly? One sauce bottle down. Yeah, we need 450 milliliters of soy sauce. I'm using Marudaizu. The last one was Yamasa. And this is, it's not in English, but it says Kikoman. Kikoman. Well, it is in English. God damn it. I'm sorry.
What's your profanity?
Vaughn says the soup that is my favorite is the one that is in the bowl in front of me. Spoken like a man loves soup. Filled food especially. Yeah, like I can't imagine. Like calzones are like one. Like calzones and strombolis are like one of my favorite things.
Stapler, what a reference that is! My God. It's like a flash animation from like the Japanese internet circa 2004. What a reference that is. And it's like that's like a 20-year-old Japanese internet meme. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway. Jesus.
It says I'd be a soup that uses up all the leftovers. I like a good like if you make it like a ham, you have like a soup afterwards that you use like the ham bone in. I like those. Miss Kichi.
I like
People don't know anymore. Miss Kichi, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How have you been?
She says, I'm here to say hi. I love you all, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
lurking.
Well, we love you, and it is so good to see your name in chat, even briefly. But I hope you're having a lovely time down there, and so nice to hear from you. How much kombu do I need? 15 grams.
Alex is a big fan of bean soup. You guys do a lot of like vegetarian food, and beans are good for that.
By the way, I saw Ryan ask earlier, that's 14.6. It's close enough. Saw Ryan ask earlier, no, I've not tried the forbidden soy sauce yet. I'll think of something special to use it for. We'll use it for something special on stream. Maybe some sukiyaki or something. Or maybe I'll just make a fancier tare.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Calzones are top notch. Dumplings, ravioli. Yeah, literally all of the, like, I cannot imagine being like, I can't stand filled foods. I'd be like, are you okay? Do you need to go to a doctor? I don't understand.
Are you even human?
Yeah, it's like I only like foods that are one-dimensional. No extra layers, please. Just I need to be able to see everything I'm eating all at once.
Egg water's almost ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and steep. Woo! Got a live one. I'm gonna go ahead and steep this kombu, which is conveniently divided up into strips, in our soy sauce. Just kind of crispy.
Violet and Welcome in.
Welcome in, welcome in.
Chestnut would be seafood gumbo with crayfish. Excellent. Miss Kichi said, I'm very good, just being extremely unfortunate and busy with work.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I'm glad you could stop by.
Yeah, it's so good to see you. I hope you and the family are doing well.
Bob says there's so many. Lamb chowder, cioppino, chili. Is chili like soup or is it like stew?
I class it as a stew, but I could see it being argued either way.
You know what though? Like if I'm having like white bean chili though, I feel like somehow that's more like a soup, and I'm not quite sure what the distinction is.
All right, now I'm just gonna take a swig out of this to test it out.
Stuffed food tortellini.
Tortellinis, hell yeah.
You know what? Like I love that you never see at the store are meat tortellini.
I get the impression Stabler and I are cut from like the same cloth, but yeah, this is from I think it's 8-Bit Fanatic on YouTube, who gave permission to use all these tracks on Twitch, and I was like, hell yeah, you got a bunch of like funk classics in here. I love funk music. I love 8-Bit music, so this is like half my playlist. I'm encrypted and I love filled foods. I think this person who doesn't like filled foods is an alien. Oh yeah, we got different categories of non-human.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chili is chili. It gets stony. I'm also okay with that nomenclature. Is stew thick soup? Yeah, that's how I generally think of it. Is soups are soups, and then stews are soups that have been thickened using a slurry or roux.
And like I feel like with like stew, it's more like something you have on its own, whereas soup you usually have it with something else, like a bread or salad or grilled cheese.
Ms. Kichi made yakisoba the other day. It was pretty decent for her first attempt. Dude, decent yakisoba is still great yakisoba. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Good job. You talk about the new Pokemon on a stand. Clodsire. What is Clodsire? Probably about the same age. I'm 40. I just turned 40 in November. If you're throwing out internet memes from 2004 and you enjoy old music, I'm like, yeah, we're probably just the same. Probably just the same. All right, let's measure out the rest of our ingredients. We have like another minute or so before the egg water's ready. So I'm just going to get a bowl out. We're going to start measuring out some niboshi. Actually, let's do the katsuobushi first. That'll be easier. 15 grams, which is a lot more than it sounds like.
Bonsa soup can be completely liquefied or consists of other elements like meat and vegetables that are fully submerged in water, stock, or broth. Stew, meanwhile, is typically chunkier, contains just enough liquid to cover the main ingredients.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
A properly plated stew shouldn't be swimming.
Yeah, you have a lot more liquid when it comes to a bowl of soup.
Oh my god, we just got like the powderized stuff at the bottom. See, that's only 4 grams. I need a lot more. Let me find some more katsuobushi here. I got the thick cut stuff. Let's use the thick stuff.
Kishi said, baby loved yakisoba so much, definitely making it sometime. It's like such a good comfort food.
It's so good. It's so good. I wish my mom had made yakisoba for me growing up.
And I mean, I think it's like great because it's like one of those foods that you just can kind of like see what's in your fridge and just use up ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I have made some weird yakisobas where I'm like, what weird vegetables has Graham left over, you know, from streaming? Usually it's cabbage because you never use up an entire head of cabbage.
Oh, we're using some cabbage today.
Usually why we wind up making yakisoba.
All right, so we got our thick cut katsuobushi flakes. Only did the sauce and eggs. That's fine. But if you want to level it up, you got to get some, see if you can track this down there. Get some aonori. Actually, do we even have it? Oh, wait. It's in my seasonings, I think. Yes.
Kit, I just realized the egg selling Bonds, and then Bond said, "Where egg?"
Where egg?
I do think that water is boiling enough to put egg in.
It is.
Okay.
Aonori. So this stuff is basically just sushi nori, but unprocessed, untoasted, ground into a powder. My cord got caught on the counter. Sorry, everybody. Fix that real quick.
Yeah, veggies. Yeah, like there's like a ton you can do with yakisoba. Like usually the
pickled
mains
ginger
are like, I feel like it's just cabbage and onion. That's like the base vegetables, but I've definitely like put in daikon, I've put in carrots, I've put in, I don't even know.
Shredded carrots and mushrooms, probably two of my favorites.
I do like mushrooms in there. But there's never any leftover mushrooms though after you've made something. You always use up the mushrooms, so. If we're gonna have mushrooms in it, we have to specifically buy mushrooms for the yakisoba. Vyun is gladdened each time I see your name lit up on my followed here list on Twitter. Nice. How are you doing?
I got my happy eggs, everybody. These are, in my opinion, even better than Vital Farms or Ajitama. They're so good. Easy to peel. I'm gonna go ahead and make 4. Why not?
Like it says, I think pumpkin soup is your favorite. It's like the perfect like fall kind of flavor, I think.
Whew.
Skits is back. Had last minute family show up. Chaos has subsided.
Oh no.
Have they left? Is it safe?
Swap to the stove. Wow. I'm gonna stir these for about 2 minutes. We're gonna cook them for 7 minutes total. They came just out of the fridge.
See here. Kit says Claire is doing a giveaway for 1 year supply of butter and eggs from Vital Farms. Please forward that information to me. I need that.
Huh.
Year supply of dairy from Vital Farms.
Huh.
We'd save so much money. Like, what's a year supply?
That's good butter too. Like, they make good butter.
It is really good butter. We like never get it unless it's like something really fancy because it's expensive.
I'm stirring just to center the yolks because a lot of people don't realize like yolks move around inside the egg, and so if you stir, it'll cook the white on the outside and sort of center the yolk a bit better. If you stir for the first minute or two.
Let's see here. Ian says just had 1 pound of sous vide ribeye
Holy
steak.
ass!
That's a big old steak. Are you in a steak?
Did you
coma
weigh
now?
it before and after to see how much you ate? Because that is the most German thing I've ever heard.
Even says Graham, Amanda, I've been waiting for a stream for weeks.
Hey, we have that in common.
Same.
We have that in common.
Yeah, we we moved after we got back.
We got COVID from our
COVID.
movers. I've been down for the count for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Feeling much better now, though. Much better.
Yeah. It's always tough because, like, just trying to get things set up after you move is always tough. And then it's extra tough when you are figuring out stream setup.
Yeah.
Molly says I always have to have an egg in my ramen. I can't go without it.
See, I'm sort of like team no egg. Just give me extra green onion. The only required toppings for me are like green onions and some sort of protein. But, you know, people really like the egg. I get it.
It says they left along with their 6-month-old puppy and 2-year-old
Rip.
nephew. That's a lot of energy.
Yeah, the Vital Farms butter is pretty good if you can track it down. Ryan Emu, welcome in.
My ramen should be mostly
egg.
I think that's just scrambled egg. I think just eat egg.
Some sort of breakfast ramen. There was somebody in the ramen community Discord that made a breakfast ramen one time, and it looks pretty good.
I mean, I feel like because you could do.
There's restaurants in Japan that do it actually.
Yeah.
They call it asara, morning ramen.
I feel like I kind of wonder about like, because I feel like regular bacon wouldn't. I'm like maybe like Canadian bacon or something, or like a slice of ham.
I think you would just use regular pork and then just cover it with a little bit of bacon oil.
You know what also
really
could be good though if you went like the cheese route. You did like the cheese ramen.
Yeah, tomato cheese ramen for breakfast. Woo-wee! That would be good. Link for the video has been popped into Discord. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Egg and extra green onion. Yeah. So, Miss Kichi, when I was in Japan with Brian, I found out that there's a word for people that like too much green onion on their ramen. It's called negibaka. Green onion idiot. Negibaka.
That's you.
That's me.
Negibaka.
I'm an idiot for green onions. All right, those eggs are centered. We're gonna let those finish cooking, and then I'm gonna hit them with some cold water to cool them off. And I'm just gonna keep measuring out tare ingredients in the meantime.
Alex says, I used challenge butter on my Ted Lasso biscuits today. Melissa spent like 5 minutes trying to convince me it was called challenge butter because they used it on the Great British Bake Off, and she made me look on the package. I don't think it is.
No, that is incorrect.
Isn't challenge butter like a very American company?
Was she trolling? Was she actively trolling? Because it sounds like a Melissa troll.
All right.
Very funny.
Stapler says like an American-style breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Japanese breakfast, pretty much...
It's fish and miso soup and rice.
It's like a lot of the things
pickles.
you already use in ramen anyway. It says, no garlic in this house dust. Making breakfast this morning was rough. Skits needs some garlic stat.
That was her trolling me.
Yeah.
She's like...
She's really good at
dangerously funny and smart. All right, so...
She's a catch.
Can you go to counter, please? Wow. Hello, everyone.
Wow.
I'm Niboshi.
Whee!
To prep these for tare, because the insides can be really bitter, take the head off. I like to keep the head, and then as much of the black stuff in there as you can, you just sort of throw that away.
Like organs?
Yeah, it's like organs and innards, but the bones and the meat are really, really good. I actually like a little bit of bitterness, but, you know, you gotta split them in half and get some of that stuff out. That's what you do.
Sailor says ham goes in soup in some Hong Kong dishes. I didn't know that.
Does it really? Interesting.
I didn't really think of like ham as like a Hong Kong kind of ingredient.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to find a whole lot of that there. Tiny fishes. These are called niboshi, and they're anchovies, I think. These are specifically from Aomori Prefecture. We bought these from like a farmer's market booth while we were there.
And the was it the A building?
The Aspen building, and I told the lady, I was like, I'm gonna make ramen with them, and she goes, it'll guaranteed be delicious. It'll definitely be delicious.
Yeah. Graham's using the body too, but he's sort of scraping out some of the.
So these are big enough.
Stuff.
What you can do is you can take the head off and then sort of split the body in half. The tail part normally fine. There's not many organs in there, but because they're so dry, you just sort of take them apart until you get just the organs. And then I just throw it away. And we're trying to get up to. My phone just timed out as I was looking at it. We're trying to get to 20 grams, and I'm at 5. So this takes a little bit of time. But what's interesting is once you make tare with these, it's not really a fishy flavor. It's more of like just a vaguely oceanic, somewhat bitter, somewhat savory kind of flavor. It's not really disagreeable. But I think it'll be good because of how we're plating this time. I'm going to do the final prep in a wok. And we're going to like scorch the shoyu tare right before we pour it into the bowl. I think that'll be good. I think it'll taste really good with some niboshi in it. Oop, eggs.
Egg.
Eggs.
Egg.
All right. Is on over here. Wow, what a mess on this counter. There we go. Hey, you, get out of the way. All right, fill that up with cold water. I'm not just using the heads, although the heads do have a lot of flavor, so. All right. I like to do at least one rinse in there. All right. I can go over to the center of the counter for peeling. Back up a bit, would you? There we go. Just scoot all these fishes to one side.
I'm gonna go see about putting in the sticker order.
Good luck. All right. One of my best tips is that you can actually marinate these eggs in a pint glass, but since I have 4 of them, I'm going to use Oh, this blender cup instead. All right. Chat, I have a job for you. I need you to remember how much this weighs. 305.7 grams. Type it in chat. 305.7 grams. We need to subtract that from the total weight of it loaded with eggs. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Let's see. No, Vune, at my first kitchen, we had like sand-colored paneling in the kitchen. We did have colored paint on the walls, though. So maybe that's what's reminding you of it. 1 year no drinking today? Hell yeah, dude. Congrats. That's awesome. $305.7. See, I already forgot. I'm glad I tasked you guys with this. So when you're making like a marinade for eggs, dude, look how easy these are peeling, by the way. You're making a marinade for eggs. It helps to work in grams because you have to calculate an equilibrium brine for the eggs. You can make a stronger brine and they'll be done sooner, but since I made 4 of them, I want 2 of them to be used in the future. So with an equilibrium brine, they'll stay in the fridge for up to about 4 days, and they'll still taste just as good on day 3 as they do day 1. So Miss Sun's shenanigans more. I would be willing to bet that fatherhood has not changed that man at all. I doubt fatherhood has changed him at all. He's gonna be such a fun dad, though. Like, imagine being like 13 and Sun is your father. You know what I mean? For anyone who doesn't know who we're talking about, there was a food and drink streamer way back in the day called Sushi Day, and it was this couple, Allison and Sun, and Sun was like, I feel like always within about 15 minutes of breaching TOS, always within 15 minutes of just getting completely banned. Not for nothing toxic either. It was just inappropriate, like, his personality was something else. Made him a goofier dad, 100%. It's not hard to see. Two eggs. Inadvertently inappropriate, yeah. Wouldn't even mean to do it, but would always point it out. Don't talk to me like that. I'm your father. Don't call me son. I'm dad. That joke got told a lot, too. Oh, this one broke. Oh no, a snack. Look at that. Split. Unfortunate. It's great, to be honest. A lot more energy. Cured my out-of-nowhere depression feelings. My memory is much better. Done with alcohol. Absolutely no desire to start again. Hell yeah. Dude. Here's to positive life steps. All right, so I know you guys want to see the yolk, though, right? I always kind of hope one breaks because then we get to check on it and see how the cook was. You see, that looks pretty good. Egg. You want half an egg? I'm gonna put a little shichimi on there. This is garlic shichimi we got in Japan. Whoop. Very delicious. For you, chat. Say, ah. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you. It's good, right? See, imagine that shichimi flavor, but like in a crispy drink to go with ramen. That'd be really good. Anyway, I digress. Peeling eggs. I'm gonna be extra careful with this last one because I really would like leftovers eggs. No cracks, please. There we go. We got 3 usable eggs out of this. This is like reason number 1 why I will never run a ramen restaurant. It's because I can't imagine peeling 200 eggs every day. There we go. What was it? 305.7? $305.7. All right. We need 719.5 minus 305.7. I'll say it again. 719.5 minus 305.7. What is that? $413.8. All right. So that means we need 41 grams of soy sauce in here. And about 37 grams of mirin. So here we go. All right. There we go. Good stuff. That's our egg brine. A couple hours, those will be delicious. All right. Because I put it in this thing, I can actually just put a lid on it, but we want to prevent tan lines. So I'm just going to shove a paper towel in there to keep everything submerged. There we go. Think they have egg peelers for that? Do they really? Put it in a container and shake it. Oh, they do. But I'll tell you, they don't work as well for soft eggs. They don't work as well for soft eggs. Like, these are only half boiled. So the second one of them pops open and you just get yolk everywhere, you know? Serious case of lazy fingers. Oh my God, Mr. Frightful, it's so nice to see you. Yes, I believe teachers do still pull that one out of their back pocket. When I went to engineering school, I feel like the #1 bit of advice was always have a calculator on you. Always. Always have a copy of Microsoft Excel on you. All right. We were measuring Niboshi. We just do a lot of poached eggs, but I guess it wouldn't be the same. So poached eggs, you can sort of do... So I'll tell you this. For eggs and ramen, my favorite is actually called onsen tamago. These are ajitsuke tamago. Onsen tamago are poached in the shell, and then when you crack it open, the yolk and the white are barely set, and it's still very soft. That's my favorite egg for ramen. But poached eggs is what I put in my instant ramen. It's delicious. Because I have a calculator in my back pocket. My dad insisted it was okay just cutting boiled eggs with the shells on and then peeling them. I was appalled. I'll tell you, Stapler, for the first camping trip that Amanda and I did together, we packed ahead a bunch of boiled eggs, but it was so cold the morning that we tried to eat them that the shell froze to the egg. And so literally the only way I could eat my egg was by just squirting ketchup on the shell and eating it with the shell on. It's pretty terrible in hindsight. I like to think of that as like a survival situation. On my phone, don't need rocket science math. Exactly. Everybody's got a calculator on them now. We want to have a calculator with us at all times that he may learn square roots and how to calculate them. Wow. Yeah, we were openly encouraged to use calculators constantly when I was in school. All right, what do we need? 20 grams of this stuff? Or to like 9.5? Yeah, 20 grams. All right. Time for me to go to work. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Looking forward to picks late. I was about to say, I'm going to, that's my like late in the year resolution, is to be better with social media posts and putting my food everywhere. So this will be the first of many, hopefully. First of many. Phone was nailed to the wall and people were printing. Really? Teacher refused to learn emails because the internet is a fad anyway. This was in 1998. Don't you wish you could like meet those people sometimes? Just find out what they're up to. Just curious about how you're living your life these days. All right, I'm gonna have to get a second bowl out because this scale keeps turning off. Adding contrasting textures to a whole new level. I mean, they are edible eggshells. My experience with most people utterly lost and you do anything beyond symbol of the arithmetic anyhow, especially engineers. That is accurate. Well, it's me telling the daily I literally don't want to do maths with fractions because I was never taught. Yeah, there is a lot of that too, like I feel like differing math education styles around the world don't really get accommodated for. I had a Cambodian kid in my Physics 101 course who was just taught to do math entirely differently from us, and even though math is like a universal language, just had a real hard time keeping up just due to differences in notation and how things are written. All right, 15.8 grams. So we're almost there. Almost done with all these fish. Never going to America anyway. Womp womp. Simple volumetric calculate. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. See, to work, older patrons who refuse to do anything with computers but then come in and want me to apply for a job for them because things are digital now. Yup. That was when I was a truck driver. I had a guy who was just, for whatever reason, refused to use a smartphone. It's like, okay, well, our timesheets are done through an app, so It's like he was just so convinced he didn't need it. It's like, okay, well, this process is now like 4 times harder because you have to be accommodated for, and it's going to take longer for you to do the thing than if you just had a modern phone. Legally not allowed to apply for jobs for you. Yeah, exactly. Not allowed to buy plane tickets for people either. Oop. Alright, well, that piece is gone. Alright, we're exactly at 20 grams, though, so that's good. Set that aside. Niboshi, Katsuobushi, Mirin, Sake. I haven't added those yet. I have not added those yet. I think they'd probably go in at the same time, though. Mirin and sake go together. Okay, so we need 50 grams of mirin, 40 grams sake. I'm just going to use this bowl. 40 grams sake. Can't commit fraud. Who proved him wrong? That is true. Manufacturers add powdered eggshells into nut milks and non-dairy alternatives. How could they get away with calling them vegan? So the interesting thing about eggshells is, like, it is organically sourced. But it's calcium carbonate. It's just a normal, you find calcium carbonate in drinking water, like in your tap water. You know? It is organically sourced. So, but, yeah, I don't know if I would believe that. It'd be more likely that they get calcium carbonate from other sources, because it's readily available just everywhere. So yeah, they probably get it from places other than eggshells. It's organic, but is it vegan? That's true. Yeah, it's organic in nature, but you can also just, like, mine it out of the ground, you know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the allergen issue is an important one. This bottle does not want to cooperate. Just spray that off real quick. I was pouring too slow. Sake wants to be poured faster than that. Let's do a little tidy. Only thing you can certify organic is soil. Well, when I say organic in this sense, I mean it is sourced from an organic, not a non-organic source. It's not from a mineral source, right? It's from a living source. That's what I mean by organic in this usage. And you have eggshells that have not touched eggs? Yeah, I know. What a mess. I overpoured too, and now there's like niboshi bits in the sake. Oh, that's 40 grams. Good. We need some mirin, 50 grams of that. Alright, probably gonna have the same problem here, but fingers crossed. Nailed it. All right, we're good. All right, so we need to heat a saucepan, and we're going to toast the niboshi in a little bit of oil. Actually, you might skip that step because, as we discussed yesterday, I don't have any neutral oil in the house. Thought I did, but I couldn't find it yesterday. Well, let's spray oil. That might be enough. Do they want shells that makes it vegan? I would argue no. I would argue no. I would argue that that is not how that works. Let me check the front just in case. I definitely feel like I moved with like a medium-sized bottle of vegetable oil. And I'm just gonna be hecked if I can find it. Alright. So, I'm gonna toast the niboshi. Oh wait, there it is. Haha! It was hidden behind my Nalgene's. Alright. We don't need much, just a little bit to coat the bottom of the pan. Label stuff gluten-free, but still has the risk of contamination with gluten. Yeah. Yeah, organic food, like, when I say organic foods in the sense of, like, organic foods, not organic sources of minerals, because it's such a hard term to define and it varies so radically from place to place. As a label, I generally don't trust it, but I do find it's worth paying extra for better ingredients. So, like, the chicken that I got today, the thing I'll look for in chicken is that it's air-dried, free-range, which sort of also varies wildly from place to place. But yeah, just, it shouldn't be, like, super waterlogged, you know? That's what I always look for. The soup smells amazing. I'm just peeking real quick to make sure it's not getting too cloudy.